What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I would love it if you would subscribe down below. I upload every other day and I would love to have you as a part of my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Disney. As you can see, I have actually gotten a lot of requests to do videos about Disney. I guess just because now that Disney is closed right now, I think people want to see more like wholesome Disney content. Even people that have done the program, just anything like that, just to keep people's Disney spirits up, which I totally get. Before I start this video, I just want to say, if you were in your college program and you got sent home, you are definitely my thoughts and prayers. My heart goes out to you. I know that if you were having a really good time on your program, I know a lot of people that were having an amazing program and everything was lining up for them and then they just got completely sent home. You know that really sucks to have that experience taken away from you. And my heart also goes out to those of you that don't know if you're going to be able to do it in the summer or the fall, just because I know that everything's pretty uncertain right now. My experience, as most of you guys know, was a very big growing and learning experience, and I truly believe that even though I think that everybody's Disney college program experience is for a reason, for a purpose, you're gonna look back on either not going on the program at that specific time or going on the program when you do, and you're gonna say, wow, this was so perfect and it worked so well for me. So I hope you guys stay safe and keep your spirits up because things will work out how they're supposed to. Today's video is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. It's actually been a year since I've done my program. My program was spring 2019. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that I wasn't loving the Disney college program for the first little bit, but then honestly it was just March that I wasn't having a good time. But then April, I kind of was like, okay, I have a month left, I need to make the most of this, and then it kind of got better from there. The first part of my program was amazing because everything was like fun and new. The middle was just kind of hard for a lot of people because it's whenever you start to get homesick sometimes, and it's whenever you are really working really hard. I had 3 roles on the Disney college program. Started off getting offered a role of table service as a hostess, and they call it like a seater greeter. Even though I was offered that first, I started off first working as quick service food and beverage at Kona Cafe's coffee bar, but then I worked at Kona Cafe seater greeter. This role that I'm going to be talking about today, I'm going to call this like the secret role that I was given. Just because I call it secret role, it's not really a secret, it's just the fact that like anytime that I talked about it with anybody and they'd ask me what my role is and I would tell them that I was doing this for the most part, they'd be like, what is that? And nobody would know. And also, you can't get this role unless you're in certain locations. Like unless you're in a resort at a table service restaurant as a seater greeter, you probably won't even know what this role is or like be offered this role. It's just like a weird, like kind of low-key thing. So I get questions about it a lot, and I want to talk about this because this was literally the role that saved my butt on the college program. Emotionally, mentally, kind of the best case scenario for me. So we're going to be talking about the private dining busser role on the Disney college program. Again, this is not a role that you can get, it's just a role that like you can kind of take on if you're at one of the resorts. Possibly this might be an option. It started off, I think, in maybe March. I was doing quick service at the coffee bar. I hated doing coffee bar. But the good thing about the college program, I don't know if you guys have the same experience if you've done it before, but like most of the time, the people on the college program that are in the same location as you, somebody's gonna like one shift better than you like that shift. So for me, my favorite shift was greeter, but I still like wasn't my favorite. So I was kind of like just not loving my program. I've talked to you guys about this, but some of my managers were really bad, and so I didn't like going to work because I knew that they were gonna be there. It sounds so bad. I don't want to go to work because some of my managers were just so mean. So I was like, I don't even want to go. At Kona Cafe, I don't know if you guys know this, if you've ever stayed at the Polynesian, you have the option to have room service. Room service is literally in the back of Kona Cafe in a little room, pantry closet, literally. It was so small. 2 servers at a time usually. There was the person that took the orders, and then there was the busser. So what they would do whenever college program would come in is like a little bit into the program, if they were lacking a busser, they would use one of the college program kids as a busser if anybody wanted to do it. There was like 8 people on the college program that were just on the college program in my location at the same time as me, and only 2 of us actually wanted to do busser because nobody else had really an interest in it, and even the other girl that did it, I don't think it was her favorite thing to do. So I was really the only one that was like loving it. My manager that was out on the floor was kind of like talking to somebody else about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, can I please do that? And so then a couple days later she asked me like officially if I wanted to. So this didn't mean that I only did that, but after I got like switched to this, that was pretty much the only thing that I did. So many reasons why I liked this role. I'll tell you what I did first, and then I'll tell you like why I liked it. So my shifts were either from 6:30 to 12 or 5 to 10. So there were only 5-hour shifts, which were If you're on the college program and you know, that is so mad rare. You literally don't get 5-hour shifts ever, and most people get such bad long shifts, and my shifts weren't bad anyways. Like, most of my shifts were like 7 to 8 hours anyways, but I loved having short shifts because I would like pick up all the time. Like, I didn't care to go bus because it was fun to me, so I like didn't mind picking up other people's shifts. So I worked a good amount still, and sometimes if they needed me to work the morning busing and the afternoon busing, I would do it. Oh my gosh, I don't know if Felicia still works there, but she trained me and she was the best trainer, and I love her. And if you see her at the Polynesian, say hi to her for me. She'll have like a cart. I don't know if she still works there. I wish I had her number, but she's amazing. So if you see her, say hi. So what I did every day is I would come in, get linens, so like tablecloth type things. I would get a Pargo, which is a golf cart, and then I would get carts like that you push and put them in certain locations. My role was to see who had ordered room service the night before. I would go at 6:30, get everything set up, and by 7, I would go around to all the places that got room service the night before, and usually their trays from their room service were in front of their rooms. So I would go wrap it up and put it on a tray and then go bus it in the kitchen at Kona. You were alone like the whole shift. Until you went back to bus your stuff, you wouldn't see anybody. I would be by myself for like hours at a time, just like bussing, putting trays away, getting trays from different places. So there was a lot of reasons why I loved this role. Again, like I said before, the Disney college program was such a learning experience for me in a lot of ways, but I feel like mentally I learned a lot about myself. I learned how much of an introvert I am. For example, this quarantine is really hard for some people because I think a lot of people don't like being by themselves and don't like just kind of like chilling, doing their own thing. I love being by myself. If this were to happen for probably like a couple more months, I'd probably start getting a little bit antsy because I do like to travel and go on trips and stuff, but overall I'm loving it right now. I think that it's just like, for me, it's just a lot of time of like self-reflection and being alone and getting stuff done and hanging out with family. So overall I really enjoy it. On the college program I learned how much I do like being by myself. I would wake up in the morning, I would go get my cart, I would drive around, I would get some trays, and the morning shifts were so amazing because I would drive past the bungalows and I could see like the sunrise over Magic Kingdom, and it was so pretty. And actually, whenever I started doing private dining, I actually like loved coming into work. It was genuinely one of my favorite like things to do. It was weird because for the first half of my program I hated coming to work, but then the second half was only private dining, so I loved coming into work. So in the mornings it was so beautiful. I got to be myself. It was very like reflective, and there were times that I trained people, so that was fun, where people would just like come along with me and I would just like show them the ropes and what to do and stuff. At nighttime, so basically I could choose when to go get certain trays during the nighttime. So the trays that I would pick up at night were so much less than what I would do in the mornings. I usually just had the ones from lunch, and especially if it was a weekday like a Wednesday or a Thursday, I would literally have like a few trays and then maybe a few that were ordered for dinner that night, but most of the time people would like go places and do things, so it would be mostly like lunch and dinner, if that makes sense. Nighttime was a lot less busy. I would do things, but I would just kind of go at my own pace, and then I would save the bungalow trays for the nighttime. So what I would do is I would save them for the firework time, and then I would go get the trays whenever the fireworks were happening, so I could hear the Happily Ever After show while I cleaned up the bungalows and the trays from there. So it was so fun. Also, it was so cool because I actually got to see inside the bungalows. I had like a key fob that I could get into certain rooms. If their trays weren't outside, I would knock on their door and say room service, and then I could come in and get their trays and clean it up. So I actually got to see so many of the cool rooms in the Polynesian, and so I got to see the bungalows. There was a super nice family one time. I knocked and asked if they were there, and they were about to watch the fireworks, but they told me to come in, and then they invited me to watch the fireworks with them on their bungalow like pool outside, and it was so nice. Honestly, all of my magical moments, majority of them, were from private dining. Another thing that I loved about it was that I got to meet the people that worked in the private dining area in the back that were taking the orders, the people that were the servers. They were my favorite people to work with. I loved them so much. honestly, it's just kind of like everything changed once I started working there, because I loved coming into work. I loved my coworkers. I loved just everything about it. It was just so much fun. And honestly, that's kind of the role that just like made me enjoy it again and kind of like brought the magic back for me. So I had a really fun time doing that. I also got to like sit outside the luau sometimes, because they would like have trays near that area. So I would like get the trays and I could hear the luau. So it was super cool to do that also. Overall, like it made me also love the Polynesian a lot more, because before I only saw like the restaurants in the main area, but whenever it's sunset and you're driving around the Poly on a little golf cart or like walking around, it is the most beautiful resort. I hope you guys like this video. I hope this explained my role in the college program a little bit more. So I did this from like mid-March to mid-May, and I loved it. So I hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you're not already, and let me know if you guys want to see any more Disney videos. I actually have a lot more that I could make. If you want to see those, let me know, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!